Hi everybody. I have been wanting to do some online readings for you guys, and I might do the Facebook Live thing a little bit later, but for right now I'd like to just record these. And what I'm going to do is I may ask for people's names, or I may just see what pops through. So today we're just going to see what pops in. I kind of feel like there's some people on the other side that are wanting to say hello. I am not going to know who this message is for, so I'm just going to deliver some information of the folks on the other side wanting to say hi, and see if it, see who posts underneath the video to tell me they know this person. So anyway, if I close my eyes, don't worry, I haven't fallen asleep. I'm just trying to get a better handle on being able to see with the mind's eye. So let's see. The first thing I'm seeing is the telephone. It's like an old telephone, and I'm not real sure what it means. I feel like the area that this person was in, there was snow. Kind of feel like it's out in the countryside. This isn't a city area. This is going to be more rural. Did you know that's a hard word to say? Out in the boonies. So the telephone would have been a great way to communicate with this person. I feel like it's a grandmother trying to come through, and I think she's sitting on the porch. This is not recent. This is a while back. This is like early telephone. This person's wearing a long skirt, or maybe she's using an old phone to call. Anyway, she's a little buxom is the best word I can use to describe her. And this is a long skirt, and I think it's plain or solid in color, and then a blouse. It's interesting because from my perspective, I'm looking up to her, so she is either very tall, or I am seeing this through a child's eyes. It's almost like that Little House on the Prairie, a schoolhouse. I don't know if she might be a teacher. So I kind of feel like, though, she's a little on the stern side. Maybe that's where the old school marm with a ruler, trying to decide why this is coming through. This woman has glasses. She has some little round spectacles. She's calling them spectacles. She's not calling them glasses. Gosh, I don't know. If that's a grandmother, this message would be somebody, for somebody older. So she is showing me around. We're still standing on the porch. So she's showing me around, and there's snow every place. So there's footprints in the snow. I don't know what that means. And there's a tree line. I'm not sure. Yeah, she's shaking her head. She's kind of fussing at me because I'm not quite getting it. I think she's trying to show me where this is. And so I feel like this is going to be, of course it's up north. Oh, of course it's up in the northern area. I'm feeling like this is like a Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota. No, not quite North Dakota. Somewhere in that area. Pretty remote. And so whoever this message is for, I don't know that you've ever been to this location. I'm not so sure if you've just heard about it or have seen it in pictures. Or just heard a story about this person. So I'm trying to ask what the message is, because, all of the details that come through in the beginning are just to hone in on who it is. Generally speaking, if I were the person receiving, I'd want to know, what is the message? Just saying hello? You're just showing me around the area? Or do you have a very special message to deliver? So The word hardship is popping in, so I think that she's explaining about the hardships from that era, that that what we're experiencing now is nothing compared to what she went through in her lifetime. But she didn't question it. It was just that's the way it was. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's part of it, that the hardships were there. People had to work hard. The people that attended that schoolhouse, they had to walk. There wasn't the taxi cab or the car or anybody dropping them off or even a school bus. They did walk to this little house. And sometimes it was cold and in the snow. So I'm thinking some of the messages was going to center around being grateful for what we have. This is an era, we're realizing now that things that we took for granted are not as easy to get right now. So be mindful of that. It's not that we, that we have to just go, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But in order to really appreciate something, sometimes it has to be taken away. And kind of like when, you take your kids' phones away or you ground them off the television and they realize, how important was that? I really miss that phone. So anyway, so the idea is to become grateful for what we have. Within that gratitude, we produce what I call warm fuzzies. So we produce some serotonin, because as we appreciate these things, we feel better about it. So not to worry, about the future. Everything will return to, I don't want to say normal, because I don't know what's normal anymore or what it's going to return to. It'll be a little different, but I think it's going to be what I feel better, because the people are going to be kinder. They're not going to take things for granted. They're going to know what it's like to do without. This is also typical. I'm being reminded of people that grew up in the era of the Depression, the Great Depression. My husband's grandfather, he's popping in because that was somebody who didn't waste anything. If you had seen that man's shed outside, he saved everything because it had purpose. He used most of it. So for those of you that knew him, he made those things work for him. And it's kind of funny because I used to think it was really kind of strange. And here I am. I reuse a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't like to throw things away. I look at it and go, wonder what I can use that for. So if you're feeling that urge to do that, then it's okay to keep it for a while and see if you can find a purpose for it. Try not to become a clutter bug. But trust your intuition. If you feel real strongly that, well, I think I should keep that, then it's possible the angels are letting you know that you're going to need that it will work just right for whatever you have coming up in the future. So getting back to this lady, I'm trying to figure out who she belongs to. Anyway, they said I don't need to. I still feel like this is South Dakota. I don't need to know who she belongs to. The message is that all is well. I do feel like she was a teacher somehow, and that she is still taking care of the area. She's got other things to do. She's not stuck in. She's not in a loop. She says she's not in a loop, stuck trying to maintain a little house or a little area for school children, but she's caretaking. Okay, so I'm getting a goosebump, but I'm thinking this is going to switch into somebody else. It is switching into somebody else. So there's the same type of outfit but the scene is changing behind her. It's not the same lady, don't get that wrong, but it's the same type of outfit. And I'm being drawn to Galveston, where we have a shop, and knowing that I know there was a story about a teacher who tried to save people during the 1900 storm. So I'm not sure if that's part of what's coming through here or not, but I'm going to have to do a whole little video on ghosts and spirits and people on the other side so that you guys can understand a little bit more about what goes on in that world. So they said that's for later. Anyway, I will see if somebody else will come through, and if you know the woman that I just described, let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye-bye.